Hi, everyone. Welcome back to ALISA English. I'm ALISA.
And I'm Will. Today we're talking about something we use every single day, even if we don't always notice it: science.
From the phone in your hand to the weather forecast, science shapes how we live, work, and even think.
So let's dive into how science affects our daily lives and why understanding it is more important than ever.
You know, Will, when I was in school, I used to think science was just about formulas and lab coats.
Same here. I didn't realize how deeply embedded it is in everyday life. I mean, just cooking breakfast involves chemistry?
Exactly. Or even using your GPS. It's a mix of physics, satellites, and computer science. And now with artificial intelligence and space tech booming, science is moving faster than ever.
One of my favorite terms I learned recently is quantum computing.
Oh yes, that's on another level. It's not just faster. It's a whole new way of thinking about how information is processed.
Totally. But here's the thing. Even though technology is advancing, scientific literacy in the general public is still low.
So true. And that reminds me of the idiom, you can't build a castle on sand.
It means you can't build something solid if the foundation, in this case, education, is weak. For example, if we don't teach students basic science, how can they solve real-world problems?
Absolutely. We need a strong base of scientific knowledge so people can make informed decisions, whether it's about vaccines, the environment, or AI.
And that's where education comes in. Science education shouldn't just focus on memorizing facts. It should develop critical thinking.
Exactly. That's why I love this saying. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Meaning, true education is about sparking curiosity, not just pouring in information. Example, a good science teacher doesn't just teach formulas. They inspire students to ask questions.
Speaking of that, did you know that Finland has one of the best science education systems in the world?
I did. They focus on hands-on learning and connecting lessons to real-life situations. That's so important.
I wish I had more of that growing up. In many schools, science is still taught as a bunch of disconnected facts.
Right. But science is really about problem solving. Even at home, like figuring out why your plant isn't growing well, it's all trial and error.
Haha, that's true. Or experimenting with recipes. My kitchen becomes a lab sometimes.
Mine too. Another big topic now is the ethical side of science, like with genetic engineering. What should we do just because we can?
That's a powerful question. Ethics should definitely be part of science education. We need to think about long-term consequences.
Exactly. It's not just about innovation, it's about responsible innovation. So, Will, if you had to suggest 3 ways to improve science learning, what would they be?
Make science relatable. Use real-life examples.
Encourage curiosity. Let students ask more questions.
Incorporate experiments and projects, not just exams.
I'd add, let students work in teams. Science is collaborative in real life, so it should be in class too.
Well said. All right, time to wrap up with some vocabulary.
Let's review the vocabulary and expressions from today's conversation. 5 new vocabulary words: scientific literacy, knowledge and understanding of scientific concepts. Example, improving scientific literacy helps people make better decisions. Quantum computing, a new type of advanced computing using quantum physics. Example, quantum computing could solve problems regular computers can't. Genetic engineering, modifying DNA to change an organism. Example, genetic engineering has the potential to cure certain diseases. Critical thinking, the ability to think clearly and logically. Example, science education should develop students' critical thinking skills. Responsible innovation, creating new technologies with ethical consideration. Example, Responsible innovation means thinking about how technology affects society.
5 common phrases. Deeply embedded. Closely connected or integrated. Hands-on learning. Learning by doing, not just reading or listening. Trial and error. Learning through trying and failing. Make informed decisions. Decide based on knowledge and facts. Real-life situations. Things that happen in daily life.
2 idioms. You can't build a castle on sand, meaning a weak foundation leads to failure. Example, if students don't understand basic science, they'll struggle in advanced classes. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Meaning, the goal of education is to inspire curiosity, not just deliver information. Example, great science teachers light a fire of interest in their students.
That's all for today's episode. We hope this helped you see science in a new light. And remember, science is all around us. Stay curious, stay engaged.
Thanks for watching ALISA English. See you next time.